Good evening, everyone. This is Pris Wood with No Ordinary Huddle. I have a couple members of my group, National Football Lovers, here tonight. We are discussing the Bears and Packers vicious rivalry. So we're going to get into their introduction, and then we'll get back into the group, and definitely going to get into the rivalry. Who's going to reign supreme this year? What their predictions are for the year. We'll start with John because this is your first time on the show. Introduce yourself and tell us how long you've been a Bears fan.
My name is John Moore, born and raised in the city of Chicago. Been a Bear fan before I was on this earth, actually. So I came here uh, rooting for the Bears. I reside now in Huntsville, Alabama, but again, I still have my 312 area code. So that's just let you know that I'm a ride or die Chicago Bears fan. Um, that's it. I'm looking forward to a great season, and I'm most definitely, Steve, looking forward to meeting you guys on week one. That's going to say a whole lot. We can get into that a little bit later.
All right, go ahead. And we all know Steve, but he's going to go ahead and introduce himself again and tell us how long he's been a fan.
Well, hello everybody. Nice to see you, Chris and John. Hey, welcome. Listen, it's the rivalry, man. It's the oldest in the NFL, bro. So, hey, I got a feeling. But anyway, been a Packer fan pretty much since I've been born. So I know the history. I know the backwoods of the Chicago with Papa Hallis and Curly. So yeah, it's a rivalry. I'm looking forward to it. So let's get into this. Thank you.
Let's
You're welcome.
begin. Let's
Thank
begin.
you.
Hey, John, no hard feelings, man. We still own you.
So for
Hey,
those joining us,
no,
those
Steve,
joining us
Steve,
again, this is wait,
of
hold
the
on,
Bears
excuse me,
of New
excuse
York,
guys,
right?
guys, guys, guys. We don't do that. We take one at a time, and we
Oh,
answer
it's
questions.
all it's
Everyone has
it's all love. It's all joke, man.
yeah.
It's all
So
joke.
if you're joining us, this is Pris Wood, the host. We're joining us, as you can hear. They're already ready to get into it. I don't know if I need to have boxing gloves or have like the ring announce each rings or be a ring girl or what at this point because they're already ready punching each other out.
Oh, it's all
Both of
good.
these
It's all good.
No, we know it's guys, it's all fun. We're here to have a good time. We have a good time in the group. These are group members of my Facebook group, National Football Lovers. Tonight is Bears versus Packers fans. We're not sure if Anthony's going to join us, but as you can hear, either way, shots have already been fired. So the first question I have is, as far as your team, how do you feel about your quarterback? We're going to get into the rivalry, but let's talk about your quarterback because both of you guys are going to be starting out kind of new, and this is like the new era of the rivalry. How are you feeling about the quarterback you have this year? We'll start with John first, and then we'll go to Steve.
Well, as you can see, I feel very good about him. Um, I'm hearing from different camps that he's a running back. Well, if anybody that knows football know that last year was a rebuilding year. It was. Um, we have an excellent a general manager, and he operated from what I call take one step back to take three steps forward. So he realized what he inherited. He could not win with that. It's not good enough if your goal is just to be 8-8. The goal was to get a quarterback that you feel has the skills to take you all the way and build around them, which means you have to unload some popular players, some good players, some older players, some big contracts.
Right,
Now,
but right now, John, right now we're just talking about just your quarterback. How
I
do you
love,
feel about your quarterback?
I love him. I love him. I love him. I love what he brings to the table. Give him the weapons, and he will be great.
What about you, Steve? Because we know now, John, Steve has been very upset because he lost his number one guy. Look at him; he's wiping his want to wipe his eyes now. You go ahead, Steve.
Oh,
It's
oh,
okay.
oh no,
You're
no.
among you're among
Oh,
you're among friends here.
it's the wildfire smoke. It's the wildfire smoke. I got tears in my eyes. Okay, that's it.
But how do you feel about the new guy? The new guy that's supposed to bring you guys into this new era of rivalry. How are you feeling about him?
Actually, I have some mixed emotions about him. Um, he hasn't really proven anything. And I'm talking about Jordan Love. Everybody wants to hop on what they call the love train. I'm not there yet, but I got to give him a chance. I got to give him a chance. You know.
Okay, so you feel like you're gonna give him a chance.
I mean, I'm a Packer fan. We've had Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, or even before that, I'm sorry, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now we have the new decade of Jordan Love. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen this year. I really don't.
Well, I'm gonna be laughing the entire time because I already know.
Oh, I know you're going to be laughing.
So, John, let's get back to what you were talking about. You were talking about let's talk about the rest of the squad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like I love the additions? Personally, I love Fields. I think I talked about him that he was going to be one of the quarterbacks to watch before he played a game. He was one of my guys. I'm like, I love this young guy, this young QB out here, just loving the game. The water game, I call it, was epic. That picture with you guys, that was like an epic photo. How do you feel about the rest of the supporting squad? Do you feel like you guys did okay with the off season to where you're going to be able to really compete this upcoming year?
Well, again, this is a rebuilding year. I believe our G in taking it the first step. Again, Rome wasn't built in a day, but the acquisitions that he picked up on both sides of the ball, I think in terms of more, what we were able to get from the Panthers. Again, with Justin Fields, I hear the different things that was said about him, but it's a team sport. I don't care how good of a quarterback you are, you can't throw the ball and then run and catch the ball. So getting Moore was excellent pickup. Mooney showed that he can catch them with the difficult plays with the best of them. Claypool that's the X factor. I mean, that's a home run or strikeout right now. So that's the only place right there in terms of the offense. Herbert, when David Montgomery left, I don't think we missed a step. And we picked up some nice players on the running backside. Cole Kmet as a tight end, red zone threat. Feel good about him. I think we have some more that we can do with him. A second tight end. I think his name is Hexter.
So you feel okay with the additions that you guys have made?
Yes.
Okay.
Put it like this, for year one of the rebuild, I think we're well on pace. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to win a Super Bowl, but putting us in a position to win one, I think we're headed in that direction.
Okay, so let's
Mm-hmm.
let's skip to Anthony because he just joined us. Anthony, for those who just joined us, this is Anthony. Anthony, tell us how long you've been a Bears fan, and then also tell us how you feel about your upcoming season with your squad. Did you guys make the necessary changes you needed during this off season?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Been a Bears fan since 76, 77. Watching with my pops. I actually moved to Northern California in '82. I was following them there, and of course, I was in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then that was the 49ers country, but I was still a Bears fan. So, what I think we did this year, we just need like some pass rushers. I think I like what we did. Now, I don't think that some of those running backs may stick, because we got some people in the draft that's gonna surprise some people, and they raving about them. And some guys, and the guy from Texas, especially, he could have been the number one, but he's behind the other guy. So I like what we did. I'm excited.
Perfect. Okay, what about you, Steve?
Like I said, I like the draft picks that we have this year. I think, and I have to say, guys, I know it's like 2 against 1, Chicago against Green Bay right now, but that's all right, man. That's all right. I got you. But with all the drama going on with Aaron Rodgers, and we dealt with this here for over 5 years with him. And I love the guy. He's been here 18 years, the oldest running quarterback player in history. And now that's the Jets' problem. And we got to move on. So I like, I'm green and gold. I gotta back the pack, as they say. We do have some great players we picked up that are gonna make a difference. I call them the sleepers, and I think it's gonna come out this year.
Yeah, we're gonna see, because if your quarterback is not gonna be doing anything, you need a quarterback, so there you go. Let me ask you guys a question. Who has the better quarterback? Which quarterback would you rather have? Would you rather have Love or Fields? We're gonna go in order. We're gonna go Steve, John, and then.
Oh, you're gonna do that again to me? Are you gonna do that again to me?
Steve, I didn't ask the other guys. Look, you will only have an issue with this if you know Fields is a better quarterback, right, guys?
Oh,
you don't want to say.
You're gonna put me on the spot. Okay,
I'm always gonna do that. That's just me. You guys are in the group. You know how I do it. So who's it? Don't be trying to go off camera, Steve, and try to be like, I don't want to say. Who's the better quarterback?
Oh no. Okay. All right. So who? Okay. Okay. Say the question one more time.
It has to be one answer or the other. Which is the better quarterback out of the two, Fields or Love?
Okay, hold on. I got to get a tissue. Wait. Hold on. I have to say, I'm a diehard Packer fan, but I'm going to have to say it could be Fields. Like, you did that. I'm freaking crying.
I'm gonna post this every day in the group this week. How about you, John? Who's a better quarterback out of the two?
Well, we only have really information on Fields, and for Fields to single-handedly pretty much carry a team of really of offensive players that probably couldn't have beat Alabama last year, and he was able to carry the Bears. I view Fields as Barry Sanders with a rocket of an arm, so I have to go with Fields.
What about you, Anthony? Who's your choice?
Fields right now. Basically, he's going his third year, so Love got a couple of games on this belt. So if you place the bet, you got to go with Fields right now. Exactly. And then the upgrades. So that's just not necessarily being biased, but let's be realistic. I would.
No, I mean, okay, Fields, what? He's been with you, 3 years now? 4?
Yes, sir.
This is his third.
Okay, third. So Love has been with Green Bay for 4, and this is his starting time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So but if we had a Lions fan or a Minnesota fan, I probably would have said something different than Fields because I'm crying here. But
no, but that's the thing. It's not. This is Bears versus Packers rivalry. So
I know. Hey, last year I was up there in Green Bay for the first game, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, but this is Bears versus Packers. So, Lions fan, we can't be discussing the quarterback or whatever. It's the choice. These are the choices. I mean, Steve, these are the choices. I mean,
Well,
Steve.
Well, yeah.
Let me.
Hey, Steve, you said you was there for
Let me ask you guys a question.
No. What's up?
We're going to get into the games
John?
and stuff like that. No, we're going to get into that
a
little bit later. But we're going to get into that a little bit later, where you're going to ask him a question right now because John has very limited time tonight. So we're going to follow the script as far as the questions that are asked, and you have a chance later on to ask something about the other fans, with Steve or whoever else. So let's get into the rivalry. How do you feel like the rivalry started, and where were you? Because all three of you guys have been a long time fan. when did you first hear about it? Was it when you first became a fan? Is it something, your family always talks about? When did the rivalry actually start for you? So we're going to go Anthony, Steve, and then John.
Okay. The rivalry, I believe, started for me the game 1980, the 61-7. I was like, man, keep running. Why y'all running? Keep scoring. And then it got broken down to me that it was a rivalry game. So that's when I first became aware of it, so to speak. 1980s.
Yeah, how did you feel about it? How did you feel about it? You're just like, oh, okay, we're in this, or did it? You just like, oh, okay, this is what it is, or what?
Oh, we're in this. This is we're in it. It's a rivalry.
So
now, of course, let me add real quick. Most of the 80s, it was kind of like it was dominated by us, and they didn't. It wasn't necessarily a rivalry. One team is always kicking ass. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. So
yeah, they were just there for general purpose. For Steve, what about for you? We'll go Steve and then we'll go to John. So Steve, what about for you? When did the rivalry start for you? I mean, for you, maybe a different era, or was it your family?
Oh, well, I don't know about you guys, like Anthony or John. I'm 62, so I remember some of the Bear Packer games back in the day, and I'm going to mention Singletary, Butkus, Sweetness. I mean, yes, I followed football back in the day. I mean, Brian Piccolo, come on, man. All that. See, that's a lot of respect that I have for the Bears at that time. I mean, Papa Hallis, for Christ's sake. Yeah, I mean, that's the history. I think I remember one night my father, it was a Monday night or Sunday night or something, and he told me I had to go to bed, and I snuck down, and it was a Packer Bear game, and it was like a dog fight.
Is that when it became a rivalry for you? Because right now we're talking about
a rivalry. No, actually, no, because there was Minnesota. There was like, oh my God, I remember Dallas Cowboys. I remember Oakland Raiders.
Steve, right now we're talking about the Bears versus Packers rivalry.
Oh shit!
I know it's hurting. I know it's hurting your heart that the Bears really got to you guys in the 80s. So maybe you don't want to say, maybe you don't want to admit that. But right now we're trying to figure out when it became a rivalry for you. When did it get in your feels? When did it get you in your feels? When the Bears were winning, or was it?
I think it was after. I have to say, I think it was right after the '85 Bears won the Super Bowl. And I don't know. I mean, you guys, what do you think? What do you think?
Anthony answered his. So you said the '85 Super Bowl. What about you, John?
The rivalry for me between the Bears and Packers was, I would say, in '86 when Charles Martin slammed Jim McMahon. That cheap shot. And at that point, it was on and popping. It's like, it was always a rivalry, but that cheap shot, it really, McMahon was never the same again, and it was, to me, it was like, go in there and take that guy out, that cocky guy out. So at that point, I just started seeing red at that point.
You know what? I have to agree with you, because that was I'm sorry, but that was a cheap shot. I have to admit that.
So
Charles Martin.
What player from the opposing team gave you headaches? Like, what player did you not even want to even look at when you guys played each other? We're gonna go in reverse. We're gonna go John, Steve, and then Anthony.
Well, for me, that's an easy one. The man that said, "I own you guys." Aaron Rodgers. Like I said, he's been
okay. Now I'm choking again. I'm choking.
he's been a jerk for the longest, not just towards the Bears, but for his own team, because Green Bay kind of like, okay, is he, isn't he? So he really kind of like, I was happy to see it, but he kind of left you guys in a bad situation. That's why you guys don't really know what Love can do, but at the same time, he was handling us. And I think for the simple fact that either we had poor secondary, poor coaching, or what have you, or quarterbacks that was throwing interceptions. But either way it goes, it was like, would you guys tackle him? So uh, it wasn't like he was that good. I would just say we were that bad. I would put it like that. Because we allowed him to be Houdini on a couple of situations. Brett Favre would just throw the ball up in the air, and he just had excellent receivers that would just go do circus catches. But Aaron Rodgers, I would have to say, and like I said, thank you, Jets.
What about for you, Steve?
Oh, okay. Say the question again, because I'm laughing with John, because I kind of have to agree a little bit. I'm sorry, but
what player from the opposing team did you not want to see step on the field from the Bears team? What player? I mean, I know you don't want to see Fields now, but back in the day, what player in the history of you been a fan did you not want to see step on the field when you guys played the Bears? Did you feel like he was just going to have?
Okay, all right. I can name a couple things. Okay, I'll say Sweetness is one. I will say Buckus is one. After that, I would say Singletary. I would say like I mean, I can name a few Bears fans that that grew up. It's like every time the Packers, like, oh man, that's gonna be a bad day, or I would have to say that. I mean, I've seen Buckus bloody. I've say Ray Nitschke bloody. I've seen, that was always like with Bear Packers. That was like, okay, it wasn't not like a football game. It was like going to battle with one another.
So what about for you, Anthony? Who are the players from the Packers that you hate to see step on the field?
It was Rodgers. And then yeah, and
Thank you.
I want to say
thank you.
yeah, I'll be honest with you. It was Rodgers, and I want to say Favre. Sometimes it seemed like, especially going back to Favre's couple of games, we had the upper hand. It seemed like he just rallied their asses, and then like, okay. And then it was a guy named Sterling Sharp.
Oh yeah,
like,
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
like,
for saying that.
This dude scored a bogus touchdown in 1989. Over the what they call that legal forward pass, and like I couldn't stand them, But those are the three. I tell you that right now. Wait a minute, there was some guys on defense I didn't like. I remember the guys had Bryce Pop.
Bryce Pop. Oh God, he was a beast.
And you had, of course, Charles Woodson. So,
that was before that, but we have other people back there before. We had Mark Lee.
I remember him.
These are the ones that he's talking about. So it's a bunch of other guys, but right now we want to hear Anthony as far as which ones that he did.
Just bringing it back.
So the next question is, what player from the other team, were there any players you like, man, we need that guy on my squad? Like you really like, man, we need him, but he was playing for the opposing team. So we're going to go Steve, Anthony, and John.
Okay, from what era? What year are you talking about?
No, this is like in the history of you being a fan. What player?
Oh, a history. Yeah, shit. Okay.
Let me explain it.
Hey, I would look back and I would say I would take Sweetness anytime to be a Packer running back.
What about for you? So we're doing Anthony. What about for you, Anthony?
You had this guy named, of course, it was Woodson, and that damn Clay Matthews.
Clay, yeah, the beast.
Yes, you had those two. Of course, your quarterbacks.
Right.
Your quarterbacks. I'm not going to front on that because they had the quarterback play. So yeah, both the quarterbacks. Go ahead. Sorry.
What about for you, John?
Okay, it would have to be Aaron Rodgers because I could just envision Aaron Rodgers instead of Jay Cutler when we had Brandon Marshall, Al Jeffrey, Matt Forte, and Martellus Bennett. Yeah. Yeah. So don't make me digress there.
Are you speechless now? Are you speechless, bro? Are you?
Okay,
Well,
so
I'm just saying,
next,
Aaron Rodgers, that team was a Super Bowl team, but the quarterback was a limiting factor, in my opinion, for that run. And then we had Matt Forte then. See what I'm saying? We had an all-star offensive team. We just had a quarterback who didn't have what they say. Who was it that didn't have the heart? Was that the 10-man who didn't have the heart?
yeah.
Yeah.
Who was that?
We had the 10-man back there.
So anything else you want to add about the rivalry that you want to touch upon before we move on to the next topic? So that we're going to go,
Hey,
John.
guys, whatever you're open to, I'm game.
Steve,
Yeah.
relax. We know you're crying because of Rodgers. We know you're upset.
Oh my God.
You say Fields, but we have to give everyone a chance to say their answers because that's the whole point to have, because John, especially John, they haven't been on before. So let's talk about the rivalry. We're going to go in order. Is there anything you want to ask? Either your Anthony, John, you can ask Anthony or Steve, talk about the rivalry about the team. So we're going to go, John. Is there anything you want to touch upon about the rivalry that wasn't discussed? We're going to go John, Anthony, and Steve.
I just have to say that it is probably one of the best. It is the most long-standing rivalry. It's a great rivalry. Like I was talking to Pris early before we came on, unlike the 49ers and the Raiders, we don't have any stabbing in the new stadium. So it's good. It's good. Wholesome. We take our shots, but at the end of the day, none of us are getting paid for the game. We're not putting on the cleats. So
right.
It's just a matter of we rep our team, and I think both have good fans. Diehard fan, win, lose, or draw. And I talk to people from other places, and I hate to throw shade, but I'm not going to say it. But when their team is winning, they do a whole lot of talking. But then when their team lose, then their team show up at the airport. They don't have any fans there. You know what I'm saying? It's like Chicago. We're so used to either high or low. We'll ride or die, win, lose, or draw. Whether we like the quarterback or not, our stadium is going to be filled. That's the way it is. I'm here in Alabama. There is no professional football team here. They're talking about who do you take between Alabama and Auburn? I take the Chicago Bears. Go Bears!
Alabama is a professional team.
Pretty much. What about for you, Anthony?
Well, I was going to ask. I'm sorry, Steve. I was going to ask you. You said you were at that game last year, the Bears and the Packers Sunday night.
Yeah, I was there opening night. I was there September. Okay,
so I'll tell you a little story real quick. So I went to the bank, put some money in. We had 2 tickets. It would cost us $600. For some reason, it didn't go through, so we didn't make it. So I was gonna let you know about that. I was supposed to have been at that game, but for some reason, the Ticketmaster, everything else got messed up. But what I'm gonna say is that I have ran into a lot of Packers fans, and the people are generally like, they're nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. We go back and forth, but it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's times where like they come around me, I'm like, oh, I just wanna, but I'm too old for that. Number one, I'm too old for that, and like, nah, it's not that serious. And like my man, like John, you said, they're getting paid, we're not, and that's like I gotta stop taking it to heart like that. But I just got pride in my team. And Packers is somebody that it's a rival. It's a rival. You want to beat your rival. But right, I will say that.
Let me. Okay, Anthony.
Well, wait a minute. Let him finish doing his, John.
No, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're at Steve.
Okay, Anthony, I was there, and I was sitting in the southwest end zone, about 20 rows up, and I had probably 20 Bears fans around me.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you, it was a good time. I mean, a lot of Packer fans are very cordial, man. We were having a good time, giving each other shit and sitting back. But I mean, it's football, but I respect that. Anybody,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So is that your you want to add that for the as far as the rivalry goes? Is that your comment, Steve, for the rivalry, or is there anything else you want to ask either one of them about the rivalry, the Packers Bears?
Oh, I met Bears fans, Minnesota fans. The last game of Lions fans, I was up in Green Bay. We were all partying and having a. I mean, it was freaking cold and hanging out and partying. And they were like, "Wow, you guys do this all the time?" Yeah, that's what we do.
So I guess he didn't have anything to add for that. So the next question is, what is your prediction for the year? Do you feel like that you guys are going to beat the opposing team? And what do you feel like your record is going to end up for the season? So we're going to go Steve, John, and Anthony.
Oh, right now the way the division sits with everything an unknown, I'm gonna have to say Lions #1, possibly, that they have been a sleeper team. It could be either Minnesota and Bears, and could be Packers in last place. I don't want to say it, but it's a possibility.
So what about, I think Anthony, I said you were going to be next. So what do you feel about the upcoming season? How do you feel like you guys are going to end up the division? Like what's your record going to be? And do you feel like you guys are going to beat the Packers this upcoming season?
Okay. Well, my heart, of course, is it's my heart is like, yeah, my heart is like we're going to do good. Okay, then my brain is like, it's repeated 18. Where like we were expected to do nothing, and the last minute we got Mac, and we took off. We lost to the Packers that first game. I don't know how, thanks to Fuller dropping an interception, really. But we that Sunday night game anyway, we had them. So I got a feeling, my brain is saying that possibly a 10-7, 9-8 record, which is going to win that division because everybody, it's no clear cut. Like Steve says, no clear cut. It really ain't. It's too many question marks. So anyone with 9 wins is going to win that division. I wouldn't be surprised if 8. And any team is capable of doing that. Lions may go back to be. Oh, sorry. Let me be cool. But Lions, they go back to being Lions. But anyway, that's my take on it.
What about you, John?
I am thinking about an 8-8, maybe 9-7. You know, like Anthony said, it could go either way because there's so many X factors out there. I believe in Fields' 3rd year, with now 2 years under the same offensive coordinator, and away from Nagy, who tried to get him killed, who was clueless, and now having receivers. I believe the game is going to slow down. We all know what he can do running. I've seen some incredible throws. I've also seen some incredible throws that poor receivers dropped.
Exactly.
I believe that's going to be remedied. So I'm thinking, and I don't think, be honest with you, even if they only had won 6 games, that's better than 3. You see what I'm saying? In a rebuilding year, knowing that we're loaded up with picks and for the next year, but I would say about 8-8.
8-8. So who do you feel like is going to be the bigger rival for you guys, the Lions or Vikings? Who do you feel like we're going to be like, oh, well, you know, if it's not us, it's probably going to be them. But it has to be between the Lions and Vikings. We're going to go John, Steve, and Anthony.
Don't even.
I would say the Lions. I would say the Lions because even with their losing culture there, you know, again, I have to keep going back to the brown paper bag, you know, fans. I believe right now their organization is turning things around.
Yes.
They've made some great acquisitions. Um, they have a great quarterback. I think
Mm-hmm.
the Lions they're going into it with some nice momentum. I think now they have an edge about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the Lions.
What about you, Steve? Between the Vikings and Lions?
Oh, well, okay, right now, I don't know if you all paying attention. A couple of Lions players got fined and stuff for illegal betting and stuff, so there might be a little complications with that. But overall, I think the Lions may be on the division this year. But Minnesota's also kind of screwed up too. Um,
So which one
I,
between
I,
the
I
two?
I'm sorry, what?
Which one between the two?
I have to go with Lions.
What about for you, Anthony?
Lions. They're the consensus kind of like precincts and pick media darlings right now. Don't get me wrong, I like their coach. He seems like he's hard nosed. He gets them playing. I like him a lot. Um, it's the Lions, big time.
I think the Lions as well. The one thing about the Lions is even when they didn't have players, I mean, I understand they have some challenges this year, but they also had them last season and still stepped up and won some big games. They just didn't win with consistency. So I think they need to work on that. And I still feel like that there are the team that people are going to be surprised, whether it's this upcoming season, the following season, the people are going to be like, well, what happened? They're going to really catch a lot of teams by surprise, pretty much both your teams, because that's what they play for. Now, what message would you give to you two Bears fans? What message would you give to Packers fans? If you had to give them a message, what would the message be? And for Steve, your message would be for the Bears fans. We're going to go Anthony, Steve, and John.
You're going to do that again, aren't you? Okay.
Steve, hold on a second. Wait a minute before you go. Steve, some of these questions might be a repeat for you because you've been on before, but these two guys have not been on before.
Well, no, I understand.
One
Oh,
thing for
okay.
me,
Don't.
I'm adamant about people having their voice and their say on
Right.
the
No,
team.
I get it.
So, Anthony, what would be your message for the Packers fans?
My message to them is it's going to be a process, I think, because Jordan Love is unknown and he got some shoes to fill. Now, honestly, I like the defensive players, but it's gonna come down to Love. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's my message to you guys. It's gonna come down to him.
So, but you don't have like a message as far as like to like the fans. So that's your message to the fans. You got to
My message to the fans will come down to your quarterback. Just like when I see Packers fans here in Chicago, that's my message. It'll come down to the quarterback. If you mean a message like as in what, like as in not trash talking, but just a message in general. Or
I'm saying, what is your message to those fans? Do you got something you want to say to them because they always talking trash?
It's simple. We're coming.
Wait before you go. When you guys hear me say that, for those listening, we love all the fans, but we know certain fans always talking a lot of trash. So I'm giving these guys a chance to put them on blast and let them know to their faces, this is what's going on. So all I'm asking, what is your message to the fans? So Anthony, we're going to go Anthony, Steve, and then John.
Okay. My message, we're coming. We're coming.
Okay, what about for you, Steve, to the Bears fans?
I will welcome you guys anytime you guys want to come up and meet me. I will welcome you with honors. But it's going to be a very strange season. So, hey, I appreciate you guys, seriously. Bears fans or whatever. It's football, right?
So Steve, let me ask you something, because you said you're going to welcome them. How about if they want you to wear a Bears jersey? Are you going to wear one?
Oh, okay. I will say this. Anthony or John, anytime you want to come up or whatever to Green Bay, if you Packers lose, I will wear a Bears jersey.
Okay.
So
No.
let's wait. Let's get this on record. So if they don't come up and you guys play against the first week and the Packers lose, when the Packers lose, are you going to wear a Bears jersey?
If I can find one up here, okay? I mean, if any of you want to guys send me one, sure, I'll put it on.
Okay, so
Well, it's.
would you
I'm sorry.
take a photo of it? Will you take a photo of yourself wearing that?
Hell yeah, of course I would.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
Hell no. Okay, let's go. All right, I'll make them.
Guys,
No.
this is the deal. Steve Kuehmichel has said when the Packers lose to the Bears that first week that he's going to wear a jersey. He's going to take a photo of himself for me to post, because obviously him taking a photo and keeping it does nothing for us. So we want him to send that photo to me, and we're going to post it. This probably will be a promotion of Steve wearing Bears gear. We're going to see how that goes. And if it's not a jersey, it's definitely going to be a Bears t-shirt. So we're definitely going to make sure Steve has that, and we're definitely going to post that photo. So you heard it here first. What about you, John?
All right. I will take that challenge. All right. Packers, Bears. Bears win, I will wear something. I don't know where I'm going to find it up here, unless you two guys want to send it to me. I will wear it.
I'll send you a T-shirt.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right now.
I'll send you a Bears
You're going to have
T-shirt.
something. Exactly.
All right, now, so
if through Amazon, it'll come straight from Amazon.
Oh, okay. All right. So if the Packers win, will you guys wear Packer stuff?
That wasn't the bet.
Nope, you added that one. Nope.
That wasn't the bet. Let me tell you something about negotiations, Steve. That should have been part of the deal. You should have been like, that's fine if they do the same. You didn't say that. So now it's just you.
Yep, now it's my turn to answer the question. Yeah.
Anthony, are you down? Are you down with this?
For me wearing a Packers jersey?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. I refuse. I will send you, but I will listen. I will get you some Spotted Cow if you drink that. That's the national beer of Wisconsin, from what I'm understanding.
No, not actually. No, that's okay. That's okay.
So
but I'll do something for you.
Let's get to John for his message to the.
All right, I'll take this bet. I think it was the first game of the year. I'll take that bet. Sure, why not?
You already took it, so you're just.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess I already admitted it. Sure, why not?
What about for you, John? What is your message to the Packers fans?
My message to the Packer fans is that after having Favre and Aaron Rodgers for all of those years, to the fans, you guys, I believe, are going to have a quarterback that the Packers are going to love to hate.
I just love the way you put that. I love the way you put that.
Heartbreak Hotel, I do believe.
Okay. Hey, no problem.
That's it.
What's one thing? Is there anything from the other fan bases, from any fan, and this is for any fan base, is there anything you're tired of hearing, like a specific fan base say? Because we know, like, we're going to be starting up the preseason, and we're going to get fans. They're saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. What's something from any fan base in the NFL? What are you tired of hearing them say? We're going to go John, Anthony, then Steve.
Well, I may not have to hear that now that Aaron Rodgers is gone. I own you guys. So hopefully we don't have. Anthony, hopefully we don't have to hear that again. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see what happens with him up east. Yeah, I was happy to see that exodus. So yes, I own you guys.
What about for you, Anthony?
Any fan base, anything from the Cowboys.
Thank you. What about Dan?
Thank you. Thank you. You gotta love them cowgirls. They do it always backwards, you
What
know.
about you, Anthony? What are you tired of hearing them say?
It's I guess it's they I'm just tired of them. Period. The braggadocio, Jerry Jones, expecting like this is like basically he's entitled to a title. You know, I mean, he feels entitled. The stadium's overrated. I was there last year, so but I'm just tired of them. Period. That's all.
What about for you, Steve?
Yeah, I have to agree with Anthony. I'm tired of hearing about how about them Cowboys. Well, they haven't done shit I'm sorry, stuff for a while. But there's a couple sleeper teams this year that that could make the NFL very interesting.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we wrap up the show. Anything we missed that you want to add? That's next. I'm actually going to respond to this one. As a Raiders fan, as a diehard Raiders fan, what I'm tired of hearing any fan base say is that we only come out when we're winning or all that noise. Listen, we started this this stuff where we're fan bases dress up the entire season, and we always die hard Raider stuff in the summertime when you guys are taking a little vacation with your little Bobbies and Sallies and Susies. We're still wearing black in the summertime. We wear it 24/7. So understand, for us, it's not a seasonal thing. We just wear it all year round. We rep all year round. I actually have a Raider shirt on today, so that's just what we do. So understand this, for us, it's a lifestyle. We're always going to be like that. So that's that. So
No, I get it. I get it. Hey, listen, I wear different Packer stuff throughout the year. It could be summer hot. I mean, I got shorts, I got hats, I mean, come on. I mean, I'm sorry, I had to put my Super Bowl jersey on here, just a little bit here, you know. But
yeah,
no, I wear
you
green and gold all the time. Seriously, I have so many hats, yeah, I rep all the time.
So let me ask you guys, who do you feel like is the worst fan base in the NFL? And we guys, like I said, when we're talking about these stuff, for those listening, we're just, it's all in fun. When we say worst fan base, it's not like we literally hate any fan base. It's all in fun, you know. So this, understand, is just a simple question that we like to have a good time. So let's talk about the worst fan base in the NFL. We're going to go Steve, John, and Anthony.
Whoa. Throughout the NFL, is that what you're asking?
The worst fan base in the NFL. Like either because they're rude or disrespectful.
Oh, well, okay.
Like
Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind, and I've heard, it's got to be Philadelphia, Philly. Am I right? What, Anthony? You agree?
Well,
I'm waiting for my turn. I'm waiting for my turn.
He always he's trying to get you in trouble with all trying to be like, you know. So Steve says Philly. Anthony, who do you say?
I'm gonna say by reputation and all that, Philly. It's number one. I mean, I hear so much stuff, and the stuff with the 49ers game last year, where I think something happened there. You know, I say Philly. I've never been there, but the hearing and stuff and the reputation and all that, that's them.
Thank you.
What about
Thank
you,
you.
John?
Well, from a commitment standpoint, I would have to say, even going back to the 90s, the Atlanta Falcons, because they are such put it like this. Me and my buddies went to Atlanta because we couldn't get tickets in Chicago for the game, before a game. So we would go to Atlanta when Chicago was playing there, take a road trip. And it was more Chicago fans there than Atlanta fans because, again, it's such a transient place. So
Right.
again, the commitment wasn't there. I'm just saying from a commitment standpoint for
Okay.
Atlanta, for Chicago to have a home team in Atlanta, I just thought that was laughable because in Chicago you would never have such thing.
Exactly.
So for that reason, not because of, maybe with the violence or this and that or a riotous fans. I'm just saying from a
Right.
commitment standpoint. That's why I would have to say Atlanta.
Now, wait a minute. For me personally, I'm going to say, for me, I feel like there's not necessarily a fan base to where it's the worst fans per se. Personally, I'm going to call out every fan base that has fans to where they don't allow other fans to enjoy the game. If you have a problem
Okay.
because your team lost and someone's walking through with their jersey and they're not bothering
Mhm.
you and you start a problem with
Yeah.
them, you're a worse fan. Let people come and enjoy the game, because a lot of people may save it for the entire year, for years or whatever have you, to watch the game and come to that one game, a once in a lifetime thing for them, and then they have to be running to their cars and stuff and not enjoying the game. So I'm calling out all those
Well,
fans that are not allowing
Yeah.
other people to enjoy the game that we all love. If
Okay.
your team lost, suck it up. Don't come to games if that's what you're there for. That's just me.
Okay. Can I rebuttal on that? And I want to ask John and Anthony on
No,
this. Okay.
no,
Seriously.
no. I'm just
Can
calling.
I?
Go ahead, Steve. No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I've always wanted, my brother and I, we always wanted to travel to a different town for like away game, like the Packers, like Bears and stuff. Now, I've heard stories. Now, you guys, please let me know. I've heard stories that when Packer fans go down there, it's like the Bears fans go crazy and they're fighting with us and that. Is that true?
I seen a couple videos. I'm not gonna lie to you. I seen a couple videos, but
I'm
I think,
asking.
huh?
So he
I
think
seen a
he's.
couple videos. That's what I'm saying. I
What
seen
about for you? What about for you, John?
I have seen things just across the board. Bears, Packers on Bears, Minnesota on Detroit. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
you're gonna get some idiots any place, any place you go.
Yeah.
But one thing I have not heard about were stabbings, like in the stadiums between Chicago and Green Bay. I mean, we have
Yeah.
our differences. You may have some
Mhm.
fights and stuff like that, and then that could be with any fan base, because I mean,
exactly.
especially when you add beer to the equation and and then the team loss or something like that in anything. But again, the stabbings, the shootings, I've never heard of anything like that happening. So between the
And
Bears
guys,
and
Hey,
Packers.
wait a minute. And with that being said, guys, if you're going to games, let people enjoy the games.
Oh yeah.
There's really no place for that. It's really not. One question, because I know John has. We're going to keep this short because John has something to previously scheduled things. So I appreciate taking the
I
time to
have a little
definitely do that.
older if
So
you want.
my other question to you guys, and then we'll wrap up the show. My other question to you guys is OTAs. Do you feel like that contracts, all this little getting guys signed, because right now we're building up what how we're going to run the plays and who's going to be on our squad or whatever. Do you feel like that contracts and whatnot should be finalized before the start of the OTAs, so that coaches and everyone can know, okay, this is what our squad is going to look like, or we're not going to have any last minute issues? Do you feel like that needs to be finalized before we even get to this point? So we're going to go John, Steve, and then Anthony.
I would say yes, just from a standpoint of team consistency, even from conditioning. Yes, I believe so going in, because what 18 weeks right now, that's grueling. The from a coaching standpoint, it's easier to coach, to develop your schemes if you know who's there. So yeah, to take some of those variables out of the equation, I think it would be good all the way around.
Exactly. What about for you, Steve?
Oh, I agree. If you're going to get a team, as they say, team together, I think that everyone has to be on the same page. Um, and I mean, I don't know about you guys as far as the Bears, but I've been following the Packers, and I just found out yesterday that our linebacker Van Ness just finally signed his contract, but he was at OTAs in practice. So I'm like, what? This guy was working out for nothing?
Right. That's why the question is, should it be signed before? Should all this stuff be
Oh,
signed
well,
and
okay,
done before?
well,
That's
okay.
the question. Should every contract that is open be closed out, signed, and dealt with before OTAs? That's my question. So what about for you, Anthony?
Yeah, 100%. They need to be on the same page and everybody, get the terminology down and everything. Yeah, 100%.
So we're going to wrap this up because, like I said, I know John has something he has to get to shortly. Is there, and you guys are I definitely welcome you to be back on the show because I enjoy you guys. As you know, we have a lot of fun. For those listening, these are members of my football group on Facebook, National Football Lovers. As you know, we have a lot of fun in the group. So you guys are definitely welcome to be back on, where you could be on longer or even for the same amount of time. But is there anything that I didn't bring up, or any topic that you want to discuss either with these guys or about your team before you go? We're going to go Steve, Anthony, and then John.
Listen, I had a great time listening to you guys, John, Anathan. Hey, I have no problem like discussing football or whatever, rivalries or whatever. Hey, I have I have the respect of anybody that comes in the Lambeau Field. I really do. So I hope we can talk a lot of crap and that, but hey, it's just football love, okay?
Oh, good.
Exactly. What about you, Anthony?
Only thing I'm gonna ask is personally for you. The Raiders coming this year to Chicago. Are you coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was there.
I'm not, you know me. I guess I'm a creepster. No, I'm not.
Because I was there. I'm sorry.
Usually I just show up. So like for me, there are games like I'm interested in going to, like Miami. I think it's going to be live. But for me, I want to go and just go and enjoy the game and not, I'm not sure what game. Chicago, I love Chicago. I'm a Bulls fan as well. So I'm like, Chicago for me is like, hey, so I may be at that game. If I'm looking at the games I would like to attend this year, is the Bears game, the Miami game. I also want to see a Vikings-Lions game. Yes, I'm going to be wearing my Raiders gear, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be in Detroit or if I'm going to be in Minnesota. There are a bunch of games I want to go see, but I just don't know which games yet. But right now, for our schedule, it's definitely the Bears or the Miami game. And I also may go see Jets and Bills because that's like in my backyard. So I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I was there, like I said, and I was kind of intimidated at first, but I met a couple of Raiders fans. It was cool, and we won. I was scared for a minute because our Raiders fans is the only people I don't like messing with. I really think.
Do we be snapping?
You know what they call that, right? It's called Darth Vader when you go to the Raiders. You know what I mean?
But I met a couple of those guys, and we Facebook friends, and I told them come this year. So there. So that's it. That's the only thing I really got to say.
Travel. One thing about us, you're going to always see us at the away games. Preseason, regular season, whatever. You're always going to see us at all the different games. And if we go to our friends' teams, we're always going to be wearing Raider stuff. So there's a lot of games I want to go to this year. I'm going to see how my schedule works. But I definitely am looking at the Miami and the Bears game, but I just don't know yet. And then the Bills versus the Jets. Yeah. Like I said, that's right here.
Oh, the Bills Jets.
Before I get
did you say Bills and Jets?
Yes. Before I get to John, though, I have to say that I do have a bet, which I don't make bets really, with Mimi from the group, that if what's called a Baker Mayfield wins 11 games, that I have to go to a Bucks game. So that's still up in the cards if I'm going to be at a Bucks game or not. If I am at a Bucks game, I'm going to be live probably the entire game. So you guys are going to be hearing some nonsense. So John, what about for you?
Say that question one more time because we kind of.
We're talking about, is there anything that I didn't touch upon that you want to talk about? Any questions for either for myself or for Steve or for Anthony?
No. I mean, outside of, I'm just really looking forward to a great year overall. Some good football, especially in this NFC North. I personally believe, even though on paper, Detroit and Minnesota are the front runners. Bears, Green Bay. Probably maybe the Bears a little bit more of a nod because there is some documentation in terms of what Fields can do, and for real, there are a lot of defensive coordinators who are fearful of him getting out and beating them with the feet, and now that he has receivers. So, but overall, I believe it's going to be good for football. It's going to come out of the NFC North. And I am looking forward to seeing Steve in that Bears, T-shirt or what have you. So yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely,
Hey,
we're definitely
okay. You know what?
that.
If that happens, man, I will do it, and we got to go back on, and I'm going to wear it. Okay, bro. All right.
Sound like appreciate
It's going to be a Bears podcast.
Got a bet?
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this up, you guys. This is Pris Wood with No Ordinary Huddle. You can find us in the Facebook group National Football Lovers. I'm going to let them go back through and tell you other ways that you can find them. I know some of them have like different marketing pages and whatnot, so I'm going to have them do that. We're going to go John, Steve, and then Anthony.
Okay. Again, my name is John Moore, and you can just find me on Facebook. John S. Moore Jr. on Facebook, and you'll find me.
Perfect. And then Steve, we'll go Steve and then Anthony.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm on Facebook. I'm on a lot of Packer pages, and like you guys, Anthony and John. Anytime you want to talk, I got no problem with you guys. I mean, it's like football, but yeah, I can give you shit, and hey, I will hold you to that first game. If the Packers lose, I will wear one, and I will make a photo to put it on here. Okay, is that a deal?
Perfect.
Deal.
Perfect. And
Thank
Anthony,
you.
What about for you?
I'm on Facebook, Anthony Marcus Hayes, and I'm on IG, Tony One Kenobi. So
you guys if you actually can follow the Facebook page, No Ordinary Huddle. We're also on YouTube. You can subscribe, No Ordinary Huddle. Their information is on the post. You can also find them there. And we're all in the Facebook group, National Football Lovers. I'm inviting all of them back, like I said, to come back a different time, either on the same show or different shows. So you're definitely going to see them on again. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you, Pris.
We're going to chat again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're going to chat
Thank
again.
you, sweetheart. Thank
everyone
you.
Everyone have a good night.
All right, you too.
Guys. Hey, good luck, you guys.
Good luck too.
Good luck this upcoming season, because I'm
Go
going to be
Pack,
I'm going to be
go.
making some posts about all of
Bear
it.
down.
So
Okay.
beware. He said beware.
All right.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
Later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.